Hey guys, Bill Swimbait here from the theBBZtv on one of my favorite lakes in the world, Lake Lanier, Georgia. Just showed up and actually met a guy. They set me up, Brian Straub. He's a local here, and guess what he's never done? He's never caught a 6-inch BBZ1 swim bait, ever. He's had a few, but he's never had the confidence. This would be the perfect time. I'm going to walk him through. I don't really know this lake. I've been here 2 years ago for a couple days. We're going to come back in some pockets. We're going to basically walk through a guy that's never caught a swimbait fish. I'm going to kind of tell him what to do. And let's see if we can get him hooked up and get him a little bit more faith in swimbait fishing. Watch this. So first of all, here's Brian.
How you doing?
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How many years you been here?
I've been in Georgia for 23 years.
Perfect.
Moved down from Pennsylvania, Lake Erie, fished Lake Erie a lot.
Okay.
And moved down here and totally got caught on bass fishing. Just went total nuts with it.
Okay. And swimbait fishing here. You sounds like you've never caught a 6-inch.
Never caught a fish on a 6-inch swimbait. Caught them on the 4-inch BBZ1, but
now, guys, this is one of the biggest things. What's the deal with the 6-inch? Why don't do they just people think it's too big?
I think that might be it. I think a lot of years I always thought I needed real big giant equipment to throw it from what I've read in magazines and seen on TV, but
we don't.
We don't.
Right. I just saw him throwing the McStick, and the McStick is 5 and something inches long, so you're throwing a bait almost the same size as the 6-inch.
And I guess it's the weight of it, the mystique, the weight and that.
Okay. So we get you a fish in the next couple hours or whatever. You're gonna be a swimbait fisherman?
Probably. I'll probably never set it down after that.
Let's check this out and let's see what happens. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna keep this simple. I always like to fish with the wind in my back so you can cover water quicker. But we're gonna tear apart the lake really quick. You see the corner of these docks? You see that little shadow corner? The dock and then the shadow? And let's double check your drag. I have usually a pretty tough drag, but with these spots, that's gonna be perfect. Now go ahead and just do a lob cast, and I'm going to walk you through. Okay. Get it super slow, and you're not going to do much on it. I mean, that's pretty much it. But when we start fishing swimbaits, we're really going to target at ambush spots, the funnels where the fish can come up and whack it. Okay. So this is a floater that we actually added a couple split rings in just so we could get it barely underneath the surface. And our next cast, like I said, you're going to throw past that corner of the dock in the sun's side, and when you bring it up in the corner of the shadow and then the hard part of that dock, those are the key areas. And you're just going to take one cast.
I'm going to get the
Nope. Whop your line. You could always mend your line like fly fishing. Now right there, slow down. See right there in that shadow?
Right.
That's, if you're going to get one, it's going to come up, hit real quick, and then from there, reel in. This is how quick it is. You see the color change right there from the sand to the dark? You're going to throw it right up there in the shallows. Boom. Nice and steady.
Just a slow retrieval.
Just the neat thing about swimbait fishing is I think guys think they have to overwork it. The biggest thing is that's exactly what these the bass expect to see, is a nice steady. You can even actually bring it in a little bit slower. Since we're in this really cold, weather system that's coming in, it's like doing a rip bait, just super slow. You don't have to do the rips though. Then from there, I'd reel it in, and then I'd turn around and look at this dock. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for like chest moves. I'm looking at 2 or 3 moves. I would stay right here and throw it right down that side. That's money. And then mend your rod tip to your right so you can slice that corner of the dock. And the other thing too is I'm looking at rod position. Rod tip pointed right at the bait.
Right at the bait?
Yep, you want to do right at the bait, because if you get that little bit of tick, I mean, you're already ready to set the hook. And I mean, if you feel just the slightest little boop, just reel into them. Okay, boom, I'd reel in. I mean, it's this quick. This is how fast you go. Now I turn around and look over on this edge. I see some trees right here underneath the shadow edge.
Right.
So I'd throw up in that skinny water. Right. Oops, you're on the cable. Reel. Well, that's the beauty about throwing with the wind to your back too, is you can make some really nice long cast cable, you know. And I can see the bushes in the water. I mean, this would be great stuff just as those fish pull back and kind of suspend on this outside edge. So I'll bring it up to shadows right there, and I'll kind of stop it and let it sit there. Just barely just creep it out in that sun. Right on the shadow of the corner of this dock, the shadow line. Had a sniffer come up and look at it. Oh, he came up again. Let's. Sometimes the shadows of the docks, the shadows themselves they're the structure. They're the stuff that the fish eat against. Okay, and like I said, the coolest thing about this is power fishing to the hilt. If you like fishing and catching fish, you're going to be able to cover more water with that. And then if you see fish come up, you can turn around and still throw your shaky head on them. You're going to find fish quicker with that than any other way, especially with this clear water. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So, like corner of that dock, I would throw out as far as you can into that sun. Perfect. So the shadow of the dock that you're coming up to, that's one strike zone right there, and then you got the corner of the dock itself when you come up to it. But yeah, rod tip down, real nice and steady. And like I said, if you feel just the slightest little bing or tick, you want to just sweep the rod into it. And I mean, I could probably cover this cove in half an hour. The whole cove. Right. With just perfect, you're just doing precision casts. So from there, like you're out, it's like, okay, you don't see anything, reel in, hit the trolling motor, go down to the next, so you can see that opening spot on the dock between the two, and just do a little flip cast, or do a long cast right now and parallel the outside edge. I'm looking at outside point, I see sticks out here, so I'd parallel this dock real quick on the first shot, tap your trolling motor to the left, and that way it'll keep your line. So you could always use your motor to go back and forth, so your angles are good. And then I would go straight in towards the back of this motor. The reason being is I'm looking out. There's an outside point that we're coming up to. Right. That's prime. I mean, I see some sticks out there. This is the prime, like one cast concepts, where I would take the boat, keep going in towards shore to the tip, and then I'd throw way out over the outside edge of it and bring it uphill. And if there's something there, it's going to be one cast. They're going to pretty much tell you right where they're at, right off the bat where they hit it. And like I said, you could either still keep throwing swim baits or change up and put a worm on or a Senko or something else. But I would throw it out. See your color changes and your rocks right here? Right. I would throw out there and bring it right over that stick and that rock right there. I mean, that's just prime, like big fish areas. Outstanding. Rod tip low, just bring it nice and steady. And then when you'd get by that stuff, that's where I would do a little directional change. Boom, boom. Because what happens is the bait fish will come up to rocks and sticks and they get nervous and they'll do a directional change. And that a lot of times triggers those bigger fish to commit. But I mean, that's just a prime looking spot right there. And you hit it in one cast. And then you just keep moving along. We'll go a little deeper. I'm thinking with as cold as the weather it's been, and you said they were up kind of looking on beds and then they all disappeared, I'm thinking they're moving out to that secondary like drop off and they're just waiting for it to warm up again. Fired out as far as you can out over that point. Nice. I think if you would have got thumped, I usually would work it all the way in. But seeing that first hit we had earlier today that was out in about that 10-foot range, I'm thinking they're going to whack right at color change and fire it way out on that other side of that edge. So in 3 casts, you covered a huge amount of water, especially with the bait like this. It has a really good drawing power, you know. So you come behind guys like Eric and all your other buddies, when they're out here doing this stuff, you can make 3 casts, and next thing you know, you could have a 4 or 5 pounder in the boat that quick. And the neat thing is, if you're behind somebody that covers water quickly, you could really dominate. because it's such a powerful tool. Little spot. Just nice and steady retrieve. It came up and just whacked it. Now see right there, people are complaining about swim baits, about not catching fish. I think that kind of proves the point that these, especially spotted bass, they're such mean little critters. Cool little spotted bass. 8-inch spotted bass on a 6-inch swim bait. And that was right on the color change, so way out there. Oh, got him. Way out. Wait, there he is. Nice fish.
Oh, that's a good one. Holy crap.
He's not bad. We'll just take our time. Slow rolling it out on color changes. So, I mean, I got to stop fishing.
You need a net?
No, we'll.
Okay.
Nice. Look at a pretty. That's a pretty fish. Now throw back out there and see. Now I'm kind of dialing in. Look at this pretty fish there, Brian.
Oh, that's a good one there.
Oh yeah, that's
a good spotted bass right there.
That's a pretty swim bait fish right there. Look at that puppy. Right there on the 6-inch Lake Lanier. The weather's coming in, and they're up spawning, and then everything pulled out because of these cold fronts coming in. So that's a pretty little chunk.
Yeah, got it.
Yep, I got it. He came right up out of that edge of that dark water right there. Another nice little fish. So make sure we hit these color edges. So that's a little buck. He was probably just sitting on a bed. You gonna come off easy there, buddy? Nice little buck right there. And right now I'd be looking out in front of you because there's the color change to your right hand side that you definitely want to take a look at. Straight in front of you, you can see that color change. It gets dark, so there's some good stuff right in here. Oh, look, a big fishy! Drop it!
Oh.
Dude, I was gonna tell you, stop it. You had it. It was coming. It was coming. It was a good one. It was like 3 pounds. Okay, so that's your color. So that was one of yours. You missed your opportunity on that one. It's coming. Your first swim bait fish is coming, brother. See, like right out here in this pocket. When you have pockets where they can corner, don't cut yourself off because the fish are right underneath our boat right now. Nice and steady out those rocks. Do a little twitch and then just slow roll it. Okay, so keep your boat, tap it to the left a little bit because there's an underwater like point right here on your right hand corner, right underneath the edge of your boat. I don't even want to throw it because I know I'm going to catch a fish on it. So your next cast is going to be like this down here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, he got him! Keep reeling, buddy. Keep reeling. Now just take your time. Oh, nice fish, dude. Do you need a net?
Nah, I don't believe so.
What is that? Is that a swim bait fish?
Yes, it's a swim bait fish.
Look at
the ones with it.
Oh.
With it.
Okay, you got. Okay, bring that. Just flip them right in the boat right now. Just. Woo! That's a decent little swim bait fish, brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, how did he hit?
He hit it good.
He just thumped it?
He thumped it good.
And what's that hanging out of that fish's mouth?
That's a BBZ1 6-inch.
So you've been here for 20-something years?
I've been here 23 years.
23 years. You don't pick up a swim bait and give a nice profile of that friggin' that spot. Look at that thing.
There. My first spotted bass, Lake Lanier spotted bass on a BBZ 6-inch.
Hey guys, that's what we're talking about. You know what? Here's a guy who lives on Lanier. There's fish like this, and this is a small one compared to what's out here. On a 6-inch, we spent a half an hour?
Half hour. Yep.
We got a half an hour out throwing a swim bait fish. I've caught 2 or 3, and he's caught one already on the 6-inch, fishing it like a rip bait, throwing it up shallow, covering color change, slow rolling in and doing directional changes on key locations. That easy, guys. That's what it is.
Let's let her go. Grow up and become a 6-pounder.
Is that fun?
I'm ready.
Okay, now he gets it. So we're going to go back up here. We're going to follow this colored line out, hit that 10 to 12 foot, throw up at colors up on the bank, bushes, rocks, everything else, and then we're going to follow the color change, which is the drop off from 10 to 20. And slow rolling it in, the fish chokes it down. So I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm trying to preach to you, and you just got to do it. You just got to spend some time and go out there and do it, and you'll see what happens.